Havana night, moon an echo of roundness, fingers strain and tug like long drinks and slow music. Why can't I dream, now that I'm here, the time of waiting, the purse of anticipation, the sleepless moisture of midnight do not bring me Cuba. In 1971, not many people were leaving Cuba. It wasn't the wave of families and individuals that left immediately after the revolution in 1959. We came primarily because my mother's mother had come to Washington, D.C., and my mother's mother was ill at the time, and you may know that the policy with Cuba since 1961 is popularly termed trading with the enemy. And so visiting is a form of trade, tourism, and so the only option was really to emigrate, which we did in 1971. We arrived in summer, and I was scheduled to start third grade in September and had very intensive English as a second language courses. And that was truly a brutal experience. I've thought long and hard, especially as a writer, what did that mean and how to describe, how to append a word to that experience. And brutal is the best term that I've come to grips with, because it was almost, if you'll visualize having one language and one set of experiences, not only inhabiting your brain, but really your whole being, and then kind of pounding that out to make room for a new one, and doing so in a very brief space of time. I find my own relationship to Spanish, especially in thinking about it from a Cuban point of view, it's very different from English. English is, I think of it as proper use. It's, it might inhabit a suit, or it might inhabit a neat wardrobe. Whereas Spanish, especially in Cuba, is really, you can't contain it. Language like music or flowering vines that happen to, find their way through walls and windows goes everywhere. But it is possible to, in our shared love of language, whether we're talking about Spanish or Chinese or Vietnamese, to think about our culture and how culture can be transcended and perhaps transmitted through poetry, through short stories, through longer fiction, and I find that's a way to create community. I would say that I've dealt with my Cubanness pretty much the same my entire life, and that is I've held on to it very steadfastly, perhaps stubbornly so. In leaving Cuba, we were able to only bring with us very few possessions, and one of those that I insisted on bringing was a doll that had been given to me by my godmother Rita. When we were set to leave, one of the officials, in this case in military garb, who was monitoring, families exiting Cuba, said, this is not something you can take with you. And I responded that yes, that I was going to take it. And he looked at my mother, and my mother said, her stubbornness is beyond me, and I'm certain that it's going to be beyond you. I still have that doll. I really feel strongly that holding on to a sense of identity, a sense of my Cubanness, as you phrased it, has been essential to not only navigating a new language and culture, but really feeling today very much that it is who I am and that it's inextricably tied to who I am. And so it would have been even more of a rupture to not have been able to hold on to that. A sudden tangle of trumpet vine reflecting across my mother's white dress, scalloped edges she worked while others slept. On my own thin skin raced the tracks of red earthworm guida, indistinguishable from blood, words heavy with rain while others sleep.